Hi everyone. Today I thought I'd talk to you about what I've been up to recently, and I do a bit of rod building every now and then and refurbishing split cane rods. It's a hobby of mine and it has been for many years, and well, one day I bought an old split cane beach caster, or indeed 11-foot boat rod, for £1 and a tenner postage, so that can't be bad. But it was in need of a lot of TLC. The bottom end of the tip section, because it's a two-piece, was delaminated, had no power in it, and I thought I'd take a bit of a gamble. And it looks really terrible, believe me. So what I've done is repaired it, and it is ready to be fished right now. It's got new eyes, intermediate whippings, about 6 or 7 coats of varnish, and you've probably heard me talk about it before, but you've not seen it until now. So here it is. This is until now. Here she is. Not named it yet, but this thing really has got some power in it, believe me. The built cane, it's 1 inch diameter there at the handle, just there. Put intermediate with 10 wraps all the way up. New dynamite rings, so they are hard and long lasting. It's got those throughout. It's got a hard chromed tip ring. I couldn't find any aqualites or agatine rod rings with the cradle around them big enough to go on it. But yeah, it must have a 6 or 7 pound test curve, I reckon. That brings me on to the subject of today's video. What I want to do is I want to make a bag for it, as I couldn't find one of a suitable size before I give it to my niece if she wants it. She likes a bit of sea fishing, and so I bought the cotton canvas to make a bag. When I got this, change the subject, when I got the rod, it needed pinning, so I pinned the mechanism for holding it on and the butt cap. That's pinned, and it's all ready to go. Which brings me on to the next subject of making a bag. Because I couldn't find one big enough, I bought some cotton canvas from online, but I got enough canvas to make some other things for another bag in this colour. It's supposed to be light brown, and I've chosen to use dark brown 1 inch tape for the ties, and you'll see when I'm making it. And brings me on to this now. This is my, I'll introduce you to my Singer 28k sewing machine. It's a real beauty. All the decals are intact, nicely polished and shiny. It's got a hand crank. It was a hand cranker to start off with, but I've upgraded it and put a period motor on it and foot control. Works like a dream. In the case, she's 1947. I did have a 1903 which I gave to a friend of mine. So really is a very useful thing. And today, when you look at today's, what it'll cost you today to say have the bottom of your trousers or your jeans turned up, that's 15 to 20 pounds. It's well worth it. It saved me a bit of money already. I've used it to fix all my rod bags where the bottoms wore out and so the rod was poking through a little bit. You know what I mean. A DIY store come everything store the other day called The Range, where I live in Milton Keynes, and they got these little metal clips, like baby bulldog clips, but these are perfect, and they're made from all steel construction with no plastic. They were £1 for 6, so I bought 18. Right, now about this rod bag that I'm going to make, I bought 3 metres of this material. It wasn't super expensive, but I wouldn't do it all the time. I've used the sewing machine before. I used to use my mum's to turn my jeans up and things like that. So I think the first thing I've got to do is kind of pin it all the way round. But instead of pinning it, I'm going to use the clips. Yes, I've washed it. It's been ironed, so it should be nice and flat. Yeah, this will be the head end, that'll be the bottom end. I've got several attachments to the machine. And, 4 bobbins. The thread I've chosen to use is quite strong. I've got about a mile of it, literally about 3,500 yards. In brown, like that. I might have to put a thicker needle on it. I'll wind the bobbin in a moment when I get this old thread off. There we go. You got it. Uses a vibrating shuttle. Yeah, I added the also added a light to it. I think about getting a one LED bulb. There's the shuttle. Right. Now to thread it. Little beastie. Now to thread the beastie. Really not that difficult when you know how. So this one goes on there, around there. Release the clutch. It'll help if I put the band on the motor. The reason why I take it off is they stretch over time and lose their elasticity, so it's better that when you don't use it that you store it with the with the belt not attached to the motor. Probably have to adjust the tension due to it being a different thickness of thread. I don't know, we'll see. Okay, so we've loaded the bobbin, the thread that goes underneath. Pop that in there. Put that back on. Right. Need a magnifying glass for that bit. Right. Put it through the thread tensioner. Through there. That's it. Looks like we've caught the bottom thread. Bring that up, push it to the rear. Bought a light for it as well, so let's see what that does. It's quite bright. It doesn't, as I say, blow the picture out. I'm going to change the camera angle and put it around here. Sink the needle in there. Turn it around because there's no reverse. That's the anchor of the thread. Stop the stitches coming undone. Right, unlike you ladies and other gents that have been using it for a very long time, I'll use the guide. Oops, got to remove the clips. Yeah, that's still good. Right. I was going to reinforce the bottom of the bag, but I don't think that would be necessary. Yeah, that's coming out all right. It's going to take more than a day to do this. What I've done is I thought that the pockets were going to be a bit on the wide side, so I shortened it, and to secure the edge so it doesn't fray is I put 2 lines of stitching. I could have done it a different way I've seen on YouTube, but I think this will be just fine. I've got a bit of the brown tape stuff that goes on there, and I've pinned it into position. What are you doing? That's typical.
What are you doing?
I'm using my sewing machine
What are you doing with that? What are you doing with that?
I am attaching that.
That big.
See there?
Yeah?
I'm attaching that bit there.
Yeah. What's that?
Pin, sorry, for pinning.
Pin.
Yeah, got to pin the material.
So that.
Yeah, you can put it on.
So why have you got this out?
What's that? That's magnifying glass.
Can I look through it?
Yeah, of course you can.
Policeman, policeman.
There. Looks like it's still got to do the parting in the middle. So far, the back looks like this. There's the main pocket, but I've got to partition it with a stitch in the middle. So there in the tape, and I've sewn all the way down this edge here. There, straight as possible. See that? Got some nice stitches in there, I think. And made a few mistakes, but you know, can kind of fix it next time. Learn by making mistakes. So not only is it double sewn on the inside, but it's sewn on the outside as well, which is a good thing. That's it, the tape's on the inside, they're the ties, etc. That's the middle line. Right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to mark up the middle with the chalk. Oh, this and is then the bag so far. As I showed you earlier, I've marked it up with chalk. So I've now got to stitch a line all the way down the middle of partitions for the two pieces of the rod. Look quite nice when it's finished, we'll see. Here we go. The last part to do, so we'll start it off with 4 stitches to anchor it, then go back the way. And we'll do a continuous stitch. That's alright. I'm wondering whether I should have a tab for hanging it up at this end or at the bottom end. Something to consider. I reckon at the head end, at the top of the bag. I have to get my buttonhole out. That'd mean I'm picking it there if I'd done it there. No, it doesn't necessarily need one. Like so. Mind you, not everybody hangs them up, so I can't see my niece hanging it up. Oh, she can have it like that. It probably won't take a set much. Yeah, I'd say that's the bag completed. So I have to put it in the wash, get all the chalk marks off of it. Kind of, you can't see this too much, but I think my stitching quite straight is. They're certainly on the line, so it can't be off too much. Of course, it wouldn't get me a job. Not that I'd want one using a sewing machine. Quite happy to have it as a hobby. There, that's the bag completed. I should really like to go fishing with it one day. I don't think I'll get away with it. Oh, you're not using that on here? Here, look. This thing is like a spear. It really is. Just look at it. It's a monster of a rod. That's thick. It's quite straight though. Let's see if it fits in the bag. This would be a truly powerful thing. You know, if anybody tried to take it off of you, always hit them with it, knock them clean out. I might call it the priest. I haven't named it yet. It should fit. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. It's to the line. To the line for the ferrule. And I've just got to make a ferrule plug for it and then it'll be going.